Welcome. I'm just kidding. That just felt
You should have done your Pete McKinney. Welcome.
So we are back at the amazing RJ.
Look at this place.
What? Come on, dude. You got it every time.
Ronquillo.
Thank you very much. Yes, and look at your. Where's your drum set, dude?
Man, I folded it up.
You gave up. You're done. You're not a drummer.
I'm not a drummer. I'm a guitar player.
So, interestingly enough, we were jamming on one chord progression.
Yeah.
But we learned how to do it in 3 different styles. So you're gonna see. Give us our styles. So we got typical A, G, D chord progression, but we're gonna do what kind of styles? So what's the approach?
I think the first thing that we were doing was, to me, it sounded very jam bandy, kind of Jerry Garcia, Grateful Dead-ish.
Perfect for the summer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we're gonna try to do it in a Hendrixy, R&B soul-ish type of vibe.
Okay. Nice.
Bluesy thing, and then the last thing I think we're gonna do a shuffle.
Oh.
Shuffle blues style.
So I mean, this is like a complete. You're done.
Oh yeah.
After you get these 3 down, you can play any summer festival gig.
Oh yeah. This is the summer jams lesson.
Summer jam. Okay, so make sure to check RJ's stuff down below. Put his links down there. Like I always say, absolutely without a doubt, one of my favorite YouTube channels there is. Killer stuff.
You're too kind.
And I won't say what it is, but something's coming out that will be.
Yes.
A teaching endeavor.
Yes.
I can't wait for.
Me
It's actually kind
neither.
of perfect with my broken finger. I'm gonna.
Oh, I know. Where's your slide cast?
Shh, we'll give it away. Oh, wait. Okay, so anyways, first one.
Yeah.
Kind of Mixolydian, like let's jam a little.
Yeah.
And then
let's show
you
'em
start.
what we do.
Yeah. You give us some licks. Ready? 2, 3. Perfect. So you chilled in a spot for a while.
I did.
How do you nail the changes in one spot?
So when we first started, I was thinking more up higher on the neck.
Are we Mixolydian? Is that our mode?
Yeah.
Okay.
Since the chords are A, G, D.
Okay.
I'm kind of thinking basically A Mixolydian.
Okay. Right.
For the most part in this type of situation. So I was thinking kind of around. So we're in A, kind of, I started thinking in this position right here. So the first lick I did was, when I think of jam band, I think of Jerry Garcia, and I think of his playing, which is very chromatic.
Okay.
And kind of jazzy.
Yeah.
Kind of bluesy.
Yeah.
So the first thing I came up with was, I think.
Oh, that's cool.
So
right.
it's basically chromatic half steps going to the root note A.
Well, what's the position? What's the scale shape in that particular position? Like if you were
it'd be like.
Okay.
So what is that, 9th position?
Okay.
So I'm starting here on the F sharp on the 11th fret, which you could do. But from where I go after that, I thought this was a good place to start. Because I go to this.
Oh, nice. So you walk into another A.
And then I'm in this position. So I'm starting here with this lick.
Okay.
And ending the second half of the lick in this position.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be a better way to stay in a position.
Yeah.
Like maybe.
You gotta stay in one spot. You play however
You don't have
want.
to. I think, that the timbre of these strings
Right.
is different.
Okay. Yeah.
So maybe that's why I chose it. But you could definitely just do in this position.
Yeah.
But for me, I like that.
Yeah. Well, and it's cool because it sets you up in a new spot that has it's a new pattern, so the notes come out different.
Exactly. And then from here, I believe.
Is that at that point? Are we getting to the G chord?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's where I'm still thinking Mixolydian because it'll all work over the G and the D.
Okay.
So we're safe there.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, nice.
So that's like.
That makes sense. G chord's right there.
Yeah, the G chord, and that's also just kind of outlining like an A7 sound.
Yeah.
And then I get kind of jazzy, and I think I go.
Nice. What's that? So is it 3 or 4 pull off? Okay, so nice.
So it's like I'm pulling off 15, 14, 12, and then I'm sliding to the 11th fret on the first string. That's just a lick that I do a lot. It's kind of jazzy. And this note here is the flat 5, which to me is one of the. I mean, it's part of the blues scale.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's kind of got this like really tense sound.
Yeah.
So when you hit it just for a little bit, it's that little bit of tension that I like.
Bend your ear, just a touch.
So when I hit that note, that should be the D chord,
coming up.
which that note is part of the D chord. That's the third of the D chord. So it really outlines
Hello, we're in
it.
D.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's cool though, because you basically walk down kind of like G major pentatonics right there.
Yeah. So this little cluster is basically an A triad.
Yeah.
So I'm still thinking a Mixolydian atonality. And it's just kind of a passing tone to go to the F sharp, which is the third of the D chord.
Nice.
I don't know.
That's sick.
I think that's what I played.
Okay, yeah, no, I mean that's close enough, right? So let's do it. Let's do the progression again, and then try to throw in that lick, and then how you go into it, because you started going down.
I started moving down because I felt my time was up here.
Overplayed. All right,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
I don't know.
So I always stop you right in the middle. Everybody's like, "Why did you make him stop?" So I thought I'd let you flow a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you did either.
Neither did I.
I was in the spirit with you, but you were playing right here a lot.
Yes. So this, I'm thinking first position Mixolydian.
Okay.
Basically,
Right.
so
Right out of them chords.
I mean, I'm thinking this Mixolydian scale. Or maybe in this position.
Okay.
So I kind of joined those two positions as one when I'm thinking. So I might be here, I might be here. And then there's a little bit of chromaticism that I do.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, that's cool.
that's a common lick that I always do. So
It's almost kind of like a A minor pentatonic lick.
right, so we have A, C, which is the minor third, and go right to the major third, and we're chromatically walking up to the E note, which is the fifth of A.
A lot of it is that the rhythmic timing that you use when you're doing the licks too.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just it's bouncy. It feels like it's kind of bouncing around and nice.
Right.
Okay. Wait. Stick in that one spot. Let's do some more. 2, 3. was a whole lot going on.
There was.
That was freaking awesome.
I just spilled my guts right in front of you, man.
Okay, so there was some some A minor licks thrown in there.
Yeah, so
or pentatonic, I should say.
Yeah, I almost feel like the way I think is sometimes if I don't know what to say, or if I don't know where I'm going to go yet, always fall back on the pentatonic because sometimes when you're doing a lot of like modal playing or like Mixolydian or major scale playing, sometimes when you throw a little bit of blue scale in it, it catches the ear like, hey, that's just the blues. That's like
the hippies jamming in the front, a little too hippie, and you just come in and you body check them first.
Yeah. That's right. Don't forget the blues. But sometimes I'll do that, and really it's just because like my head is just like, I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to go where I'm comfortable, which is like pentatonic stuff, which always works.
Yeah.
You know?
So let's sum up Mixolydian. So you had those two spots. You're playing around those chords. Show them show them that spot.
So this is basically 3 notes per scale type of.
Okay, and then what was the one position up from that?
Up or down?
Up, that you started in.
Here.
Last one, the lowest one. Do that one too.
Yeah.
So, I guess if you're in those two spots, those are the scales. So that first one would have the chords here.
Yep.
And then here.
Yep.
Second one would be here. So basically, if they're using those scales and targeting some of those notes,
exactly.
And because that's the Mixolydian scale. I like 3-note per string scales. They're easier for me to play.
Yeah. And
so it seems like it's easier to fool. I can't really.
don't try, man. Don't break your hand.
But that's a fun thing to get under your finger, especially if you're used to playing blues a lot.
Yeah.
You play, more 2-note per string stuff, but it's easy to get that bouncy feel when it's like 3 notes
because
in a row.
It's a different set of patterns that you get to work with.
Yeah.
So, like if you have you can't really do that with pentatonic scales, really. I mean, I guess you can, but it's not going to have that same bouncy, equally rhythmic feel.
Yeah. So nice. All right. So another style.
Yeah. Should we do
R&B?
Yeah. Let's do a Hendrixy vibe or something.
Oh, you know me. I'm always down for that.
Well, you got the great
Strat. By the way, Jeffson makes some of the best Strats on the RJ's in particular. I think is the best one I've ever played. But if you want to support the little guy out in the garage sweating, putting his heart and soul into it, Jeffson guitars are freaking amazing.
He's the man.
And with that segue, all right, so let's see. Dude, let's just roll with that one. That was
fun.
It was awesome. What do you think? You feeling good about it?
Yeah.
You like it?
I think
you did what you did? I'm gonna keep all this.
Let's see. As long as my guitar is in tune.
Sounds great. Okay, so double stops.
Yeah.
So in my experience, double stops was like was a Hendrix thing. Like I heard a Hendrix and I was like,
Sure.
what is that?
Yeah.
What about you?
I would say, yeah, the first time I heard that style or those types of riffs was definitely Hendrix.
Okay.
And then you kind of look at where he got that from.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Right,
What
about you? Like, no, like some influences for you. So obviously he does that as like Curtis Mayfield.
Yeah.
God, what's
A lot of the old R&B soul guys.
Yeah. Any that you like in particular? Stuff worth checking out that you can think of off?
Gosh, there's so many.
Yeah.
There's so many. I mean, I can go as far back as Meters and James Brown. And,
okay.
All that stuff.
All that good stuff.
Yeah.
So Meters, James Brown, Hendrix. That's good. Good
Oh,
place to start.
I mean, there's
Mayfield.
tons.
Right.
There's a list.
If you're going to start getting that style into your fingertips.
Yeah.
Okay, so same chords. I didn't do a whole lot different. I slowed it down.
Yep.
But your licks were completely different.
And I think it's because when the feel changes, even though the harmony doesn't change, the chords don't change. If the feel changes, then that's what makes my playing style change.
So, in this particular style, how do you change up the feel? Like when you say that, like.
So we were playing it in a very Hendrixy way.
Okay.
So I automatically think Hendrix.
Yeah.
And in that slow style, it kind of reminded me of like Wind Cries Mary type of feel.
Right. So if I play it, so ready?
Yeah.
Are there are you thinking, do you have little tricks around each chord that you do?
Yeah.
Kinda?
Well, okay, so if I think Hendrix, there's like the double stop riffs that are kind of like standards.
Yeah.
So like in A, you've got like that type of riff here, or like that Axis Bold as Love.
Yeah.
I mean, they're basically the same type of, the same notes, just in different places. And the way the progression is, it's easy to move from each chord with, you know. If I'm here on A, G would only be 2 frets down.
Yeah.
And then D.
So you're playing off that like C or D shape or whatever.
Yeah,
so
I'm thinking up there, if I was down here, same kind of notes, just in a different position.
Yeah. Do some more of that. That's good stuff, man. What do you do up more off like these type of shapes?
So it's like I'm hitting those inversions.
Yep.
Those are
so you're going up a whole step from the chord.
Right.
You know what's funny is I found it in this particular. I like to visualize that that third shape of the pentatonic.
Yes.
Behind those chords, like the 6-string chords.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And then here, it's that cool transition spot because you can.
Yeah, it's just a matter of sliding down.
Exactly. Yeah. I can't do anything. Okay, so do you have part of the Hendrix thing is that kind of moving sixths around and that kind of stuff too? How do you feel about that kind of stuff? Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Like that. What is that?
Oh yeah.
That kind of vibe. You got some stuff that you like to throw in with us. If I play the chords here. that? So are you thinking? Well, it looked like.
So,
are you still doing the same thing where you're shifting?
Yeah. So I'm
to the chord.
I think I started. So that's basically the third and the root of A.
Yeah.
And then when we go to G, I want to say I could either go
Right,
or I could go up. Because you have this.
Yeah. Right.
That G chord.
Yeah.
And then going to D, I saw up here. So.
Nice.
So just playing with that interval.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's just going back up to A.
Yeah.
Or D.
Oh yeah, exactly. So
nice.
it's kind of like finding what's the closest pair of notes that makes sense to where you're going, and you usually have a couple options.
What rhythmic wise, how do you kind of do those licks? Because your style is very Hendrix, but it has like a, you know what I mean? It doesn't sound like you're just going. There's like a definite cadence to the licks. You know
I think when we play at this tempo, that gives me more time and more space to kind of subdivide with. So instead of if I'm 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and I mean, like I have all this stuff going through my mind. Like options are like, oh, I could play it at this tempo and all this stuff. Yeah. But
like lick wise, do you like? Cause some people will go, that sort of thing. But you have different. Yeah, like some of your hand bones are quick. That kind of stuff and changing it up. So like what? Yeah, exactly.
It's just.
Thank you.
It's almost like a muscle memory thing as far as like, that's comfortable to me.
Yeah.
Like if I was here.
So you need more like the kind of fast hammer on, like it's not two notes.
It's
more.
Instead of going like. I mean, kind of embellishing. I mean, it's not necessarily better.
No, it's cool though because people naturally will do the other one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, rather than that kind of quick, more of a.
Yeah, flurry. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's kind of like a meld of what like the neo soul kids are doing today.
Oh Okay, so give them an example, like some neo.
Like Mateus Asado, the pickup jazz kids on Instagram. The pickup jazz kids,
smooth, dude. I don't know,
but it's like it's like
a
its own thing now. It's crazy.
Like John Mayer on steroids or something. Like almost that neon kind of style, like gone to the freaking moon.
Yeah. There's definitely a groove based. Definitely has some gospel R&B chops in there.
Yeah.
So
do you ever sit down and pick that stuff up?
No.
It's tough, right?
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm super into it, but I can't play it. I mean, like I can't like. I'll leave that to the kids.
Right. Yeah. You show us. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we got one more style to do. So this is more what
shuffle blues. Okay. Yeah.
So give me some shuffle artists.
Gosh, Stevie Ray.
Yeah. Who are more like
Freddie King, B.B. King.
Freddie King.
Some of the West Coast guys like Kid Ramos and Hollywood Fats. And...
What? Give me an example of like what does that sound like? Like, can you just
so I mean, I don't have the right guitar. It's a jazzy feel a lot of times.
Is that over just what kind of a shuffle is that over?
Like a boogie almost.
Yeah. Right. So is that kind of where rockabilly came from, or kind of has that a little bit of that vibe?
Yes and no. I want to say rockabilly has more a country feel to it, and West Coast blues is almost has a jazzier feel.
Okay. Interesting. So give me.
But it's very similar stylistically as far as the licks
Yeah.
and stuff, I think,
Okay.
to me.
Well, let's check that out.
Okay.
Okay, so shuffle? Was that what we're doing? Okay.
Kind of like classic rock shuffle, kind of
Bad
just...
Company meets
Yeah.
West Coast Blues? Is that what we were going?
Yeah, I was trying to meld the two, because I
Okay.
was like, that reminded me of Bad Company.
West Coast Company?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
That'll work.
So what are we doing here? Like what's our
So that feel, a shuffle feel is automatically one of my favorite things to play over.
Yeah.
And that also changes the way I play harmonically and melodically.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't think in terms of a Mixolydian scale necessarily for the most part.
Yeah.
It's almost just blues scale, whether it's major pentatonic, minor pentatonic, just a mix of those.
Yeah.
And just kind of nailing the feel.
Okay.
So a lot of triplet thinking.
Like, give me an example. Like, what's a... Okay.
Like that type of syncopated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
I don't know why, I just automatically...
That lick is so good.
We talked about that lick a long time.
Okay, so it's like, are you like pentatonic or like what?
Yeah, I mean that was pretty much like that was blues scale.
Yeah.
I really like syncopated lines. Almost to the point where I'm getting lost, or like I'm gonna lose the rhythm because it's so weird.
Yeah.
Like this lick. That sounds normal, right?
Yeah.
But if I throw one more note in that and do. It's easy to get lost.
Yeah,
so
totally.
Sometimes I'll mix it up and sometimes I'll land on my feet. And sometimes I'll just
shuffles are not easy to play because it's like that.
They're not, but they're so fun.
They are so fun, but like almost like we were talking to like the boogie stuff or the Van Halen stuff. You're so used to playing in that rigid like 4/4
straight time
that like the shuffle of it is a trip, and to get it like when you start moving your licks around and keep that feel going is tricky.
And for me, I think jazz swing is related to shuffles.
Yeah.
So it's almost like the licks that I use when I'm playing jazz or swing style music.
Okay.
I can put it into a shuffle.
Yeah.
And it sounds totally not jazzy.
Okay, let's see. I'm ready to see it.
Let's see if I can play some jazzy lines. I didn't want to go too good, but it'll work.
Yeah, I was good. Okay, so
the feel is there.
What are some of the like the lick ideas though? Like how would you start jazz and stuff up?
So if I would start with my home base is the pentatonic scale.
Okay.
Right? The blues scale. And some out notes. We talked about that flat 5,
Okay.
which is in the blues scale.
Yeah.
I'm just hitting it
In a
there.
different spot.
That note is the 9th.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of tension, which you could attribute to that, from the Mixolydian scale.
Yeah.
So it's almost like I don't think of a single scale per se. It's almost like my mind goes like, okay, I'm going to think of blues scale. I'm going to think of a Mixolydian thing. I'm going to think of certain chord tones to play.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of do it at random.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Okay.
I don't,
This is putting you on the spot, though. But if I were to say, in this style, can you think of 2 songs that aren't hard that really kind of represent? It would be a good starting point for people like learn this song note for note, and you'll start to kind of get this feel. Can
the
you think
feel?
Yeah.
Or
a record. Or...
Well, a lot of the old B.B. King shuffles are really great as far as feel.
All right.
They're definitely not as notey as what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a feel there that, if you can get that, then, Freddie King, master of the shuffle, a lot of old shuffle blues.
Yeah.
Different players will play different things.
Sure.
So you can absorb their style. T-Bone Walker is another example. He plays totally different than Freddie King or B.B. King. And that's almost closer to what West Coast swing blues is like.
Okay, and then so would the West Coast swing blues be adding the jazz element into it?
There's definitely a jazzier element to that.
Who's a good...
So some of the players that are out now, like Kid Ramos, Junior Watson, who else? Rick Holmstrom, even guys like Kirk Fletcher have done stuff like that as well.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's great. Josh Smith too.
Yeah.
It's just
it's a place to start.
A place to start. Well, you didn't.
Josh Smith is just like, are you serious? What? How did you do that? Yeah. Right.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, he is
amazing. Start with the old cats.
Yeah.
That's what I always tell people. It's like where it all started, so you can, get the feel.
Yeah.
It might not be as notey. It might not be as impressive
Sure.
as someone today playing, but that's where you learn the feel and how it's played.
That's that. I don't want to put down any new players, but a lot of times the technique is taken over and the feel isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's kind of rare to come by to see a player that has not only chops but a certain feel.
Yeah.
And it's nothing that you can really explain or necessarily teach per se.
Yeah.
Because it's a feel.
Yeah.
It's almost like
it is
inherent to that particular person.
Yeah.
Everyone's different.
Okay, so the first style, jam band style. Give me one song, one band.
Man, Grateful Dead, Franklin's Tower.
Okay, and then the next one is the what was the Hendrixy one?
Yeah, When Cries Mary.
Yeah,
that's
pretty.
The feel.
That solo too is definitely gets that thing. Yeah. Well, dude, thank you once again, RJ. Check his stuff down below. So, when you get back to teaching, I'm ready for some videos.
I have something coming out pretty soon. Mm-hmm. I don't know the exact date, but can I? How much can I tell? It's a blues course, specifically slide guitar.
Yes. One of our friends, a mutual friends, is producing.
Yes.
Which is awesome. Eric Andreas, the guitar stage, which is awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I've never done anything like that before.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot too. Just that whole process of coming up with. Teaching and
it's a different thing.
A lesson plan.
It's a different animal.
It's awesome. I'm learning with you guys.
Oh, that would be awesome, man. Well, I'm looking forward to it. So don't forget to check out his stuff. His channel is awesome. Wicked demos too. So if you if you're curious about all the latest and greatest gear, check his channel as well. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time. Hey.
Yay! Hey!